the life, eh? Not a care in the world.
Sleep well?
Ah, like a log.
Yeah, I didn't. I was awake all night trying to figure out why anyone would want to spend 6 months in here.
You can put up with anything if you got something special waiting for you outside.
Yeah, well, I got Fred, but I still want to get out of here.
I'm used to not seeing Harry. In 15 years of marriage, you spent 8 inside. No, I've just discovered more important things in life.
I've got to have been in here too long.
Harry finally hit the jackpot. Got away with over $150,000. Armoured truck job. Trouble is, he had to get away in a kind of hurry, so guess who had to look after the money? I'm the only one who knows where it is. And that little secret I'm keeping right to myself. I got 6 easy months figuring out how I'm going to spend it.
Don't you like me anymore?
Oh, of course I do. It's just...
Yeah, well, we got nothing to be ashamed of, and we shouldn't worry about what people think.
I guess I always have.
Yeah, well, let them think what they like. You got to learn to stand up for yourself.
Thought you'd like to hear about your job in the nursery, Warner.
Yeah?
Mr. Butterfield rang.
Oh, I can go back to it.
You're finished.
I just cannot bring myself to believe that Lynn knowingly tried to smuggle those letters out.
Oh, she's not stupid, and that's a very stupid thing to do.
Well, let's face it. This lot in here would do anything.
Oh, Lynn would never have taken the chance of losing her work release. She was too happy with her job.
Well, she wasn't so worried about losing it before, was she? Look what she did the very first day she was out. Or have we forgotten that?
That was a misunderstanding. It was all explained. Now, even apart from her work release, Lynn wouldn't risk getting into trouble when she knows her parole's just about to come up.
Oh, she's lost all chance of that. They'll never grant her parole now that she's lost her work privilege through misconduct.
Oh, that's exactly my point.
And why is she wandering around the prison now? She should have been put in solitary the moment she was caught smuggling those letters.
We are not here to discuss what punishment should be meted out. I want to establish whether any punishment is deserved at all.
Well, I think she was framed.
Oh, why would anyone want to do that?
It has been done before.
Yes, but why Warner? She doesn't seem the sort to have made enemies. It's far more likely that she was bullied into it, which means that she knew exactly what she was doing.
Well, I shall have to make a full report to the parole board. But I am inclined to agree with you, Meg. Assuming Lynn Warner is innocent, we shall have to find out who is at the bottom of this. I would appreciate if you would both make an effort to do so as soon as possible.
Yes, Mrs. Davidson.
What are you doing?
Writing a letter to my dad. Thinks I'm getting my parole in a couple of weeks. It's not going to happen now.
Oh, come on, Lynn, don't be like that.
Well, it's true, isn't it? And anyway, I just want to tell him what's going to happen before they do. Well, you know what they're like. They never say things the way they are.
Don't worry, he'll understand.
Oh, I don't know.
Of course he will.
I know he tries to understand. It's just... he sees things differently.
Oh, well, they do, don't they? I mean, you got to expect that with oldies.
You know, everything was going so well last week, and now all of a sudden it's all gone wrong, and I don't know why. I don't know, there must be something wrong with me.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with you. Don't talk like that.
You know, sometimes I just wish I were dead.
Don't say that. Oh, things are going to be all right. Of course they will. Look, I'm sorry that you're not getting out of here every day like you used to, but at least we can be together more, and you've got to look on the bright side.
I guess so, Doreen. I'll try.
Yeah. Things will be all right. You'll see.
Well, at least you've finished for the day. I wish I was.
Oh, now comes the long, slow drag home. Sometimes the worst part.
Funny you should say that. I was just coming to see whether you'd like a private chauffeur rather than the thrills and excitement of public transport.
Oh, I could be tempted.
Good.
Night.
Good night, ladies.
Good night. They seem to be seeing quite a bit of each other these days. So not the first time he just happens to be going her way. Are you going out tonight, then?
Oh, yes. My social calendar's so full, I don't know how I can cope.
Sorry, Vera. Would you like a lift too?
Oh, well...
Good. Come on in.
Oh, all right.
So you missed out on your parole. Tough. There's no need to go around looking like a wet Sunday.
Oh, well. I've got to serve me full term. What the hell? Only another 3 weeks. Can do it on my ear.
Still, 3 weeks out of this lousy joint's a whole lot better than 3 weeks in it.
Oh, it's not that bad. I just feel so bloody stupid. I should have known enough to have copped it sweet. Should have done me block like I did.
It was a great performance. Better than the circus. Until the governor's deputy stepped in. You know, I reckon you've met your match there, Molly. I never thought I'd see the bloke that could flatten you.
I asked for it. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with a man who'll give you a backhander if you step out of line. No, I reckon Fletcher's all right. Besides, he apologised too, and that was all right.
No, I don't know. It's no place for a man.
No place for a woman either.
Yeah, but it's a woman's job. They shouldn't send a man out on a woman's job.
Yeah, OK. But if we've got to cop it for one, we could do a lot worse than Fletch.
You fancy him a bit, don't you?
So nice to have a man around the house, as they say.
Yeah, but that's the trouble. Keeping them around the house. They stray, the bludgers. Listen, how do you reckon you're going to go when you get out? You going to go back to Fred?
I reckon. You'd sort of used to a guy, you know. That's if he'll be in it. Only better be if he knows what's good for him.
You reckon you'll go back to the shop together?
I don't know, I've been thinking about that. You know, I reckon that shop's been more trouble than it's worth. And then I might sell it, get shot of the whole thing.
That's a good business, making it quit.
That's the trouble. Every time it makes a quid, the old man tries to get his claws on it. If I sold the place, then he couldn't get his fingers caught in the till, and maybe we could make a go of it. He's only a little runt, but there's more to him than you'd think at first sight.
Yeah, I know what they say about little men. Hey, listen, if you're really thinking of getting out, why don't you sell? To Marilyn and Peggy. Well, they've been doing a pretty good job over the last couple of months, haven't they?
Yeah, they've done fine.
And your share's been going to the Building Society on the dot. Well, they need a break. It wouldn't be fair to sell out from under them now.
Yeah, they deserve it all right, if they can come up with a lolly. Yeah, you know, that's not such a bad idea.
Come in. Oh, good morning, Meg.
Morning. Could you countersign this requisition for medical supplies? Dr. Miller's already checked it through.
You're not coming down with flu, are you?
No, it's just a touch of sinus.
You look a little tired.
Stayed up too late last night.
There you are.
Thanks.
Oh, Meg, could you spare a few moments?
Yes, sure.
Oh, sit down. Meg, you know what this place is like for gossip. Mostly, you can ignore it.
That's the best thing to do with it, isn't it?
But every now and again, something comes up which you can't ignore. Please understand, this is more than a little embarrassing, but there has been a lot of talk about you and Greg. Is there any truth in it?
Well, suppose there is. What of it? Has my private life suddenly become subject to departmental regulations?
Oh, Meg, please, of course not. I'm not talking to you officially. I'm talking to you as a friend. I'm concerned about you.
I realise that, Erica.
I can't help feeling it would be better if you became involved with someone outside this place. I know what a big part the prisoners played in your life and in Bill's.
Erica! Now, Bill's dead, and I'm learning to live without him.
That's why I don't want you to make any mistakes.
Look, I give enough of my time to this place during working hours. Do you think you're entitled to interfere in what I do when I'm off duty?
I'm sorry, Meg, I was only
What
trying
I
to
do
help.
in my own time is my own business. And what, if anything, I do in my own bed is most certainly my own business. So please, Erica, I would appreciate it if we could just drop the whole subject. Martin will be working in here, Bea. Will you find something for her to do?
Yeah, sure. Always room for one more. I'll put you on the machines. Got a licence to drive one of them? Bit out of practice. No, don't worry. It's like riding a bike. Once you learn, you never really forget.
Where's Lizzie?
Well, she has come down with an attack of chronic imaginitis. She's down with your friend, the doc, getting a cure for the Black Death or whatever it is she's got this time.
I reckon Lizzie's got the hots for Dr. Miller. That's what's wrong with her.
You want to watch it, Mr. Jackson. Now Liz will be cutting you out.
There's nothing for me to watch out for, and you can stop all that sniggering.
Oh, come on. Just a bit of fun.
Just get on with your work, the lot of you.
Look, Lynn, it's growing real well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I reckon it'll be a real picture when all the flowers come out. It'll look real pretty.
And I'll still be here to see it.
Oh, try not to think about it. It's no use brooding. Hey, do you reckon we should put something on this plant to help it along?
I don't know. It probably just needs a bit of fertiliser.
Yeah, we should use bullshit. Plenty of that around here.
Yeah.
Oh, God, what do I have to do to get a laugh out of you? Pull down me pants in Maya's window.
Morning, Lynn. Morning, Doreen. How's the plant going?
Oh, fine, Mrs. Jackson. But Lynn's real down in the dumps. She's worried about her parole and that.
Forget it, Doreen. There's no use keeping on about it.
Oh, yeah, but if I ever get the person who did it... Well, Mrs. Jackson, Lynn wouldn't do something like that. Someone must have set her up. Who'd be rotten enough to do a stinking thing like that?
I don't know, Doreen. Perhaps you could tell me.
Me? Geez, I wouldn't know. If I did, their lives wouldn't be worth living.
Well, there's nothing we can do about it at the moment. But don't take it too hard, Lynn. You haven't altogether lost your chance of parole.
What do you mean, Mrs. Jackson?
Well, it's just that the governor herself seems pretty certain that someone else put those letters in your bag. So she's going to tell the parole board she thinks you were framed. And with a bit of luck, they'll believe her.
Oh, thanks, Mrs. Jackson.
Now, don't get too carried away. It's a slim chance, but it's something.
Oh, yes. I mean, no, I won't. Thanks, anyway. Isn't it great, Doreen? Isn't it terrific?
Yeah, it's terrific.
Well, how are you settling in?
Oh, it's hardly the Hilton, but I've been in worse places.
Well, like hell. Still, you haven't got a very long stretch. You can put up with it for a sixer, can't you?
Not that long. Especially when a girl's got prospects like you have.
Yeah, my Harry's been a real good provider this time.
They sound like a really smart cave. A work of a mastermind, they said in the papers.
Well, you don't want to believe everything you read in the papers, Monty. Those journos usually get everything arse up.
Oh, no, they were spot on. Carried out with military precision, it was, just like they said. Oh, Harry'd be proud of that. Though how he'd know anything about military precision beats me. He spent all his time in the army, Ack Willie.
What's Ack Willie?
Shot through.
Oh. Yeah, but he didn't do it on his own, did he? The job, I mean. They said there were two other blokes.
Laurel and Hardy. They couldn't organise a raffle, let alone get away with over 150 grand.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
And you're the only one who knows where it's stashed.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the way it's going to stay.
What about Harry?
Oh, I'll let him in on it. Maybe. When I get out. There's no way those other two creeps are getting a cut.
Yeah, well, it is a lot of lolly. I reckon those blokes be pretty keen to get their claws in it.
Yeah, it could get pretty rough.
I'd watch my neck if I were you.
What do you think I'm doing in here?
Yeah. Yeah, now there's a point.
Going out tonight?
No. Well, yes, actually. Going to Meg's for dinner.
Ah, sorry to keep you waiting.
That's no problem.
Are you getting a cold, Mrs. Jackson?
Yes, I think I am.
Better go straight home to bed.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing.
See you tomorrow, then.
Good night, Sally.
So, you see, Mrs. Davidson doesn't believe I took those letters after all, and she's going to tell him. So it looks as though I might get my parole after all.
Sounds a bit dicey to me.
Yeah, Mrs. Jackson said not to get too excited.
No, she just said she couldn't be absolutely sure. And anyway, if Mrs. Davidson believes it and she's going to tell them, well, they'll have to believe her being the governor and everything.
Yeah, of course they will. Sounds like real good news, love.
See, Doreen, everything's going to be all right. Everyone thinks so. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look, yeah, it's just... You can do it better than I can. Like, you know him and I don't.
Well, just exactly what do you want Steve to do?
Well, nothing complicated. Just handle the sale of the shop for me. Now, look, don't get me wrong. I'm not looking for a freebie or anything like that. I've got a bit of dough behind me, you know.
Okay, I'll ask him.
Come on, you lot, get back to your cells.
Oh, come on, Vera, the bell's only just gone.
Yeah, and we got another 5 minutes.
Well, for your information, things are going to be a little different around here from now on. Because our new Deputy Governor, Mr. Fletcher, has decided, and I must say that I agree with him for once, that you lot must be in your cells by the time the bell goes. So move it.
You're a bloody man to think of something like that.
Brilliant. Next thing they want us in the cell 10 minutes before the bell. Well, looks like some of the birds will be leaving the nest soon.
Do you think the governor's really going to help Lynn?
Yeah, if she's run true to form. Davidson's a bit la-di-da sometimes, but if she thinks it's a fair thing, she'll speak up.
Must be really strange, counting the days and then the hours till you get out.
Don't break me heart, love. You haven't got much longer to serve yourself.
No, I suppose not.
What are you going to do when they throw you out in the cold, hard world? Got any plans?
Oh, yeah, I've got plans, all right. I'm going to make people outside there find out what goes on inside places like this.
Oh, going to blow the whistle on us, are you, love?
If people knew what went on inside prisons, things would be different.
Oh, no, you're barking up the wrong tree. Look, people don't care unless it's happening to them. Those mugs on the outside don't give a damn what happens to us. Out of sight, out of mind.
Well, wrong, B. It's because they don't know, and I intend to tell them.
Yeah, you tell them, love.
Well, look, there are so many areas that need reform. We need to change the system.
Well, the only change in the system that's going to do me any good is if they abolish the nick altogether, and I don't see them doing that. Well, not in my time, anyway.
Wouldn't you like to see some changes brought in? I mean, to improve things.
My oath, I'd like to see things brought in. I'd like to see a bunch of big, horny fellas brought in every Saturday night.
Come on, B, I'm serious.
I'm dead serious.
Oh, look at all the stupid, cruel, unnecessary things that go on in here. I mean, take poor Irene, for example. Just because she couldn't communicate, and she couldn't communicate because she couldn't speak the language, she had a worse time than anyone else, and no one cares.
Yeah, you're right. Of course you're right. But I don't know what you're going to do to change it. I mean, look at Davidson. She's tried to change things in her own way. Well, what do? Slam a male watchdog on her. I mean, it's beaut that Vera's out in her ear, but it's hardly a pat in the back for Erica, now is it? And there's Meg Jackson. Well, she's about as good as they come. But so was her husband, Bill. And what happened to him? Some bitch slams a pair of scissors in his side. Bang, no Bill Jackson. You're fighting both sides, Karen. Think you can do that?
I don't know.
I don't know, Greg. I just don't know.
Meg, darling, I can't just leave the prison. Feeding sugar-covered placebos to Lizzie isn't exactly my life's ambition, but for the moment I'm stuck with it.
What do you mean, stuck with it?
Because I'm the junior partner. Sometimes it seems the very junior partner in the practice. And for the time being, at any rate, I have to do the boys' work.
You don't really have to, do you? I mean, I haven't heard of too many doctors on the dole.
Look, I don't know what you're getting at. Or are you, by chance, trying to get rid of me?
No. Quite the other way around.
Well, good.
I just think it would be better for both of us if you weren't working at Wentworth.
For heaven's sake.
Well, maybe it's not quite so bad for you. You're more or less isolated. But I get it all the time.
For God's sake, you get what, Meg?
A lot of not very funny, snide remarks from the women. In fact, we've become quite a source of entertainment for
What
them.
to hell with the women? You know what they're like. They gossip about anything.
Oh, it's not just them. It's the staff. Even Erica are apparently intrigued and concerned about our relationship.
Well, to hell with them too, and Erica. What we do outside the prison walls is our business and no one else's.
Don't you think I know that? Don't you think I've actually said it? Oh, you may be able to shrug it off, but for me it's not quite so easy.
It really is getting to you, isn't it? Look, I think maybe you should consider leaving Wentworth. Doctor's orders.
Well, thanks for the concern. But I'm not exactly a girl any longer, Greg. And what if I did leave Wentworth? What would I be expected to do after all these years? I've got to make a living somehow. And I'm a little too old to make a career out of being a kept woman.
That lawyer fella's a bit late this morning, eh? Might be necessary to take legal action.
He'll be here soon, I'm sure.
Morning. Still here, Travers? Don't tell me your helpful little friend's forgotten you again. Well, looks like you'll just have to rely on public transport this morning.
Howdy, Fred, getting any?
Any more and I'd have to put a boy on. Who's the good-looking sort? Just went out.
One of the lodgers. Nice girl.
What's she in for?
Did her husband in.
Oh, great. Never can tell.
Come in. Yes, Doreen, what's the trouble?
Oh, Doc, I don't feel so good. You see, I got this pain, and I haven't slept a wink, and I feel just lousy.
What pain?
Where
is the pain?
Oh, yeah. Well, I got this sort of headache. Well, no, it's not really a headache. It's, sort of one of them migraines.
Excuse me, Doreen. Hello? Yes, I can. Just a moment. It's a bit complicated, actually. If we could get the results of the blood test tomorrow... Yes, well, the X-ray will be evaluated by then. It all depends a bit on the reading. So long as we can get all the reports together, that should be fine for Tuesday. Though I really would rather have a second opinion. Yes. Yes, okay, thanks. Doreen, what was it again?
My pain, Doc.
The migraine, that's right. Now, drink this. And take one of those every 4 hours, all right?
Oh, jeez. Thanks, Doc. You know, I can feel them doing me good already.
Miracle drugs.
Well, come on, you two. You're as slow as a wet weekend.
Well, what do you expect? I'm doing it on my own.
Oh, sorry. I was miles away. Thinking about my old man.
Yeah, I bet you were. And the longer you're in here, the worse it gets, too.
No, I wasn't thinking like that. I was just wondering if he's all right, you know. Cops after him and everything.
Look, if he's anything like the average bloke, you'd be shacked up with some floozy by now.
Wouldn't care if he was. Oh, not that the poor devil's had much of a chance since we've been married. He's been inside more often than he's been out. In the bin, I mean.
Well, they haven't put the arm on him this time.
No, this time he's really done something right at last. Hey, you know, all his life he's been pulling off jobs not worth a bumper and getting lumbered for them. This time he's really hit the jackpot.
I think you're proud of the bugger.
Yeah, suppose I am. Still, I reckon it's a bit of a fluke. He'll never get that lucky again. That's why I'm going to hold on to the money. He gets his claws on it, it'll be gone in a year.
Yeah, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah. If I handle it right, you know, we could be set for life. As for those other two morons he brought in on it with him, well, they can crawl back in the gutter where he found them as far as I'm concerned.
Martin, you got a visitor.
Oh, male or female?
One way to find out. Move when you're told.
So I thought I'd better come along and see if there was anything I could do for you. Julie, I said to myself, Julie, you better go along and see poor Joyce, see if there's anything you can do for her.
Oh, I'm really touched, Jules.
Well, I mean, what are friends for? That's what I always say. What are friends for?
Yeah, I've noticed you're always saying that, Jules.
And I mean, I thought if there was anything that you wanted me to do for you, anything you wanted me to look after, well, I'd be only too happy to do it for you, Joy.
You're really something, aren't you, Jules? Now, look, just get this straight. What I have, I hold, love. And you can go back and tell your stupid boyfriend or whoever it was that sent you that that's the way it's going to be.
Well, there's no need to be like that, Joy.
There's every bloody need to be like that, Jules. I'll go back to the laundry now. That's all I got to say.
The girls must have been a bit uptight.
How's that?
Well, you've prescribed a lot of Valium.
Valium? Yeah, you know I don't believe in handing it out like lollies, especially in this place.
Well, somebody's had it. You're almost out of stock.
That's impossible.
Look for yourself. That's all that's left.
I'm sorry I'm late.
You don't have to bother about picking me up. I managed to get to classes quite well by myself this morning.
It's all right. I'm sorry about that. It's just that I've been rather busy lately.
You don't have to apologize to me.
Karen, hold on, will you? What's got into you? You're behaving as if we were married or something.
I thought you'd gone right off that idea after having spoken to Stavros.
You're being ridiculous.
Am I? It's not much fun waiting around for you all the time.
Yeah, well, it isn't much fun waiting for you to be released either, but we've both got to make the best of it. Come on. Drive you back. How were the lectures today?
Okay.
Just okay. Is that all you've got to say?
No, Monica Ferguson wants to sell a shop. She asked if you'd handle it.
All right. I'll see if I can fit her in.
Don't do her any favors. You'll be paid, of course.
Yes, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking for Mrs. Davidson.
Yeah, she's out at the moment. Can I help you?
No, it's all right. I'll leave it till she gets back.
Leave what? If it's a prison matter, I can handle it.
Well, I'm afraid there's some drugs missing from the surgery.
Drugs?
Yes, only Valium, but it's bad enough, of course.
When were they taken?
Actually, it could have been any time since last stock taking, although I've got a feeling I saw them there a couple of days ago. I think it happened fairly recently.
You think one of the women took them?
Well, who else?
I suppose just about every woman in the place has been through your surgery lately.
Just about.
And Mrs. Jackson, there's a bottle of... I presume they are in a bottle?
A small bottle.
Yes, there's a bottle of Valium missing from the dispensary. I want a complete search of all the cells immediately. Yes. If we're lucky, we may just find them before somebody swallows them all.
Hey, look at this.
Jeez, I can't believe it. That meal was almost eatable.
Yeah, you're right. We haven't had a dinner like that since Christmas.
Makes a change, them serving food. Maybe the new deputy put a rocket under that lock in the kitchen.
Who called the cook a bastard?
He called the bastard a cook.
Come on, Lizzie. I want to sit here.
Oh, go on, I was here first.
Well, it's my turn now. Move your bum.
Some people think they own this place.
Play, Lynn.
Yeah, I've cut, you deal.
Well, 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 here comes the Brains Trust.
If you're going to be like that, I won't tell you the news.
What news?
I saw Steve. He's going to handle the conveyancing of the shop for you. For his usual fee, of course.
Well, what's Reggie did? He'll get his dough, all right?
Sometimes I think that's all he's interested in.
Well, what do you expect? I've had to deal with enough lawyers. A number of times Harry's been inside. That's all any of them are interested in.
Nothing so far.
Well, if you can search the next cell, Mrs. Jackson. Officer Williams, if you can search this one, please.
Something here. This looks like it.
Let me see. That's what you're looking for?
Yes, they're the ones. Looks like they're all still here.
Whose bunk's that?
Warner's, Lynn Warner's.
Well, that seems straightforward enough. Put her into solitary.
Oh, don't you think we should investigate further? I mean, somebody could have put them there.
Why would anyone do that?
I don't know, but it seems so unlikely that Lynn would be stealing drugs, just like those letters we found in her bag. I think we should at least give her the chance to explain.
No, she'll get the chance, all right. But it'll be the same old story. She won't have the faintest idea how they could possibly have gotten into her bunk. Where is she now?
In the recreation room.
Come on. Warner, outside.
Why? What's the matter?
Come on, don't play the innocent. We've just searched your cell. I want you in the governor's office now.
What's Lynn supposed to have done?
Keep out of this, Anderson. Come on.
You're not supposed to touch me.
Well, you better come of your own free will. Come on.
What are they picking on Lynn for, Mrs. Jackson? What are they blaming her for now?
Something has been stolen.
But Lynn wouldn't do a thing like that. Someone's gone and set her up, that's what. Just like with them letters, it's not fair. You should all be doing something.
All we can do, Doreen, is act on the evidence, unless you can prove somebody else did it.
If I get the dirty, rotten bitch who did it, I'll fix her wheel for her.
Yeah, you would.
I don't have much choice, do I, Warner? The pills were found in your bed.
But I tell you, I never saw them before. I don't know anything about them.
Have you visited the dispensary in the past couple of days?
Yes, yesterday, or I don't know, the day before. I just had a headache.
So you had the opportunity to steal the pills.
But I didn't, I tell you. I've never stolen anything.
You had the opportunity and the pills were found in your bed. Now, you know we can't tolerate that sort of thing around here. Maybe a few days in solitary will make you realise what a mess you're getting yourself into.
But that's not fair. Someone else must have put them there.
Can you prove that?
No, but aren't you supposed to be presumed innocent until you're proven guilty?
As far as I'm concerned, it has been proved. Take it to solitary.
No!
Warner, don't make things worse for yourself than they already are. What with this and the letters you were found carrying, your chances of ever being paroled are slim enough already. Now take her away.
She's right, of course. If she is innocent, how can she possibly defend herself? How can she prove it?
I don't think we're making a mistake.
Look, I've known her a fair while. I know what sort of a girl she is. I really believe she's been set up.
By whom?
I don't know. Obviously by someone who doesn't want to see her paroled.
Mrs. Jackson, we've both been around institutions long enough to realise the peculiar form of morality that exists amongst prisoners. No prisoner would ever jeopardise another's chances of ever being paroled. It's just not done.
Well, I'm certain it is being done. It's the only thing that makes sense out of this whole business. Now, I'm sure Lynn's innocent. Couldn't we give her just one more chance?
No, she's had enough chances already. That's where the problem really lies here in Wentworth. If discipline was stricter, these things wouldn't happen.
Well, I don't agree.
Really?
It makes me sick to think of poor Lynn there in the pound, and for something she didn't do. It makes me sick.
Yeah. And you're beginning to make me sick, too, the way you're carrying on.
Oh, you gotta feel sorry for Lynn.
Of course you have. But a couple of days in the pound never did no one any harm. Anyway, she's in there and not you, so what are you carrying on about?
'Cause she's innocent, that's why. She's in there for something she didn't do.
How do you know?
'Cause I do.
Yeah, I'll bet you do.
And what does that mean? Don't you bloody accuse me.
Come on, Dor, don't try and be a standover. You know what all the girls in here would do if they found out who planted that stuff on Lynn. That's if anyone should tell them.
You wouldn't tell him. You couldn't tell him 'cause you don't know nothing.
Don't worry. You're safe.
I wouldn't do that to Lynn.
Oh, shut up and let's get some sleep.
I didn't do nothing.
Martin, Ferguson, visitors for both of you.
Visitors? Who the hell are be coming to see me?
I can guess who mine is. The loving husband act. I bet the little runt's heard I'm getting out soon. He's come to soften me out. On the wrong track again, Ferguson. It's the law. Or at least a lawyer. Steve Wilson. I hope you're not in any new trouble.
Who, me, Mrs. Jackson? Oh, no way, never. Gives you that?
Now, these are merely the formalities. There shouldn't be any trouble, but I just need a few details. Now, your husband's name, I take it there was joint ownership?
Oh, you gotta be kidding. You don't think I'd trust that little twister enough to name him joint owner, do you? He'd have had to be sold up in a fortnight.
I see. Well, that makes it that much easier. Their solicitors will prepare a bill of sale. They'll pass it to me, and then I'll bring it for you to sign. The final contracts will be signed by the settlement date, and that will be subject to finance, of course.
Oh, good. That's fine by me. As long as Eddie and Marilyn can come up with the dough, good luck to them.
By the way, do you happen to know who's acting on their behalf? Who their solicitors are?
Mr. Vernon said something about a mob called Collins and Collins.
Well?
You know something about them?
Well, I do know one member of the firm. I've never dealt with them before professionally, but they do have a very good reputation. Marilyn and Eddie should be in the best of hands.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
What the hell are you doing here?
Oh, now, Joy, is that any way to talk to a loving husband who's come to see his better half in the nick?
Are you bloody stupid, Harry? Coming here when the cops are breathing down your neck?
I'm clean.
They're not after you.
Well, they're after me, all right, and they're not going to get me. That's why I shot through after the job. Set up an alibi.
So you got a smother then?
Up here for thinking, love. Alibi's solid as a rock. The cops have already grilled me, but they had to let me go. They can suspect what they like, but they can't prove a thing, and they know it.
Amazing. Don't tell me you finally did something right at last.
Arm nailed up? What arm nailed up? Knew nothing about it. Nothing at all. And you could have knocked me down with a feather when I found out me poor little wife had been lumbered for passing some of the loot. You stupid mole.
Watch it, Harry.
Well, what kind of a dumb act was that? You knew the money was hot. Didn't they teach you about serial numbers at your school?
Oh, very bloody funny. I had to live, didn't I? You just shot through without a word. I didn't know where the hell you were or what was going on. You left me without a penny except for a bag full of loot. Now, what was I supposed to do? Starve to death?
It's all right, all right. Don't get upset. Look, it's my fault. I should have told you what the plan was. I just didn't have time, that's all. Anyway, everything's sweet now. Except for your spot of bother, of course, though. Now, all we got to do is process the money. Yeah? Bit of the old laundering, eh? I'll pick it up and dry clean it into something a bit more negotiable.
Like I told Jules, you'll just have to wait till I get out.
Why?
Oh, to be safer. Things will have cooled down by then. We can go off together and really enjoy it. Settle down to a bit of security for once.
Now, just a minute. I decide what's safe and how to handle it. And besides, we've got a small problem with the boys. A bit impatient for their money.
Oh, they can get knotted.
Look, they're heavies.
They're mugs.
Look, they want their money, and they want it now, or else.
There's just one other small problem, Harry. I'm the only one who knows where the money's stashed.
So tell me.
Oh, no. I got no intention of telling you or your drongo mates where it is.
Do you realise what you're saying?
Yeah, of course I do. I've waited long enough for you to do something right. When I get out, we can shoot through together, just you and me. Till then, I'm not telling anyone where that money is.
Look, I can't hold out on me mates. What do you want to do, get me killed? Or maybe you want to get yourself killed.
Oh, come off it. I'm probably safer now than I've ever been any time in my life. There's no good threatening me while I'm in here, Harry.
That's true. So maybe we'll just have to get you out of here, eh?
Yeah, that'd be lovely money. Geez, I don't know what I'd do if I was getting ready to go on the outside. I really don't.
Well, this time it's going to be different. The money from the shop, I think I'll take myself for a nice long holiday.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Do you know, I can't remember when I last had a proper holiday. Except for in here, of course. The Wentworth Hilton. Hot and cold folding doors.
Where do you go? Do you reckon you go up to surfers?
No, I don't fancy that much. You know, all them birds lying around on the beach, it makes you feel like an old bag.
Yeah. You know, I've always wanted to go to Monte Carlo.
Monte Carlo? What do you want to go there for? You could do your dough just as easily at West Point.
No, it's not that. It's just that when me old dad used to get potted up, he used to sing that song, I'm the man that broke the bank of Monte Carlo. And I've always had that dream, even when I was little, that I'd like to go to Monte Carlo. And I'd walk along the Rue Belloni, and I'd be the girl that broke the bank of Monte Carlo.
Yeah, it's funny the things you think of as a kid. No, I reckon I might head for Bali. Maybe Honolulu. Might even go to America. Have a look at Disneyland.
And you'll take your old man with you?
I suppose so. He's not that bad, really. Might make it a second honeymoon. Get to know one another all over again.
That'd be lovely, Mum.
Hello, hello, hello. Your visitor doesn't seem to have cheered you up much.
That bloody Harry. Huh? My ever-loving husband.
I thought he was on the lam.
Oh, he says he's clear with the cops. They can't pin anything on him. But guess what he's threatened? He's threatened to break me out of here.
Oh, yeah, join. I mean, that's quite easy. Join the club. There's going to be a few of us on the outside, see?
No, it's not funny. He was dead serious. If I don't tell him where that loot is, he's going to drag me out of here.
And you didn't tell him?
Oh, no way.
Well, now, listen, Joyce. I mean, it's just not worth trying to hang on to it if they're going to kill you trying to get it.
Yeah, it's only money.
That money goes where I go. I know I'll never get another chance like this. But if they get me, oh, Christ, they'll make a mess of me.
Lynn, you all right?
What are you doing in here? You'll only make things worse if they catch you.
Oh, they won't. Anyway, I don't care if they do. How's it going?
Okay, it's just... Well, you know what it's like.
Yeah.
Nothing to do but stare at walls. Who'd do a thing like that? Plant those letters and hide those pills in my bed.
Don't make no sense.
I know, it just keeps going round and round in my mind. Who hates me that much to do a thing like that?
I don't hate you, Lynn. I love you. I'm your friend, you know that.
Yeah, Doreen. I know.
I'm here to see Miller, Joyce Miller.
You were here before.
Yeah, I'm her husband.
2 visits in 1 day. You'll have to check with the Deputy Governor.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Groceries, mate.
Where's Fred?
Crook, be off for a couple of days.
So's Ted. Must be going around.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
I'm here to see me wife, Martin, Joyce Martin. The fella at the gate said I had to check with the Deputy Governor. I've already been here once today.
Well, is it important?
Oh, very, and very personal.
I'll have to check. Mr. Fletcher, there's someone asking to see you. Martin. Well, he wants to see his wife, but he's already seen her once today. Yes, he says it's urgent. Right.
Well, fancy seeing you here.
You want to see your wife?
Yeah, Martin. Joyce Martin. I'm Harry Martin, you know?
Yeah, I know. You've already had 1 visit today. Regulations say 1 a week.
Yeah, well, I thought they might be bent a little. For a friend,
All right. But make it short. 5 minutes. No more. There are limits, you know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Wait in the garden.
Right.
Ask Mrs. Jackson to report to me here, please.
Mrs. Jackson, could you report to reception, please?
No more than 5 minutes, Mr. Jackson.
Oh, God, it's him.
What's the matter with you, Martin? This is a special privilege. Get on with it.
Maybe I don't want to see him.
Oh, stop wasting time. Take her over, Mrs. Jackson.
You stay close by me. I don't want to be caught with him by myself.
I'll be right with you.
How you getting on down there?
Be through any time now. Harry's set there now. I'll take her out. Be ready to move as soon as he gives the signal.
So you know what I mean, Joyce? I was worried about what happened earlier. I thought, hell, I'll never get to sleep worrying about it. So maybe I'll con my way in again to see Joy. See if she's changed her mind.
No, she hasn't changed her mind, Harry. You'll thank me for it in the end.
You've got no right to... Excuse me, officer. It's a bit difficult trying to talk like this with you listening in. You know, husbands and wives have got things to say that it's difficult to say in front of a third party.
Sorry, Mr. Martin, regulations.
Yeah. All right, officer. So you see, Joy, it's a bit difficult to explain how important it is.
I reckon I understand that pretty well, Harry.
Maybe you don't realise how dangerous it might be. Just give me the word and it'll be all right. Look, love, you know me. I'd handle it just the way you'd handle it. Just the way you do it.
No, Harry, no, go.
You'll be sorry. You're being a very foolish girl.
Miss Jackson, look out!
We've had it. Come on.
Yeah, you all right?
Oh.
Can you get up? Get Dr. Miller, quick!
God.